these small businesses do succeed, do prevail, do survive, and become profitable. How do they succeed? Passion, personal touch, beyond knowing the customers well. They commit. They count their money. They know how much they have. So they are frugal. They are very good financial managers. They are good accountants for themselves. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, small businesses have survived despite the challenges they face when they are starting. Hello, welcome to the Elly Twineyo show. Like I said in the previous episode, this time we are looking at small businesses. Small businesses could even be one-man business, one-woman businesses. In the previous episode, we looked at where do they get money, how could they start, what are the sources of funds. In this episode, we want to look at how do they succeed, knowing that it is difficult for them to get money, it is difficult for them to get credit to run and start their businesses. Despite that, we find that these small businesses do succeed, do prevail, do survive, and become profitable. One of the issues we need to look at is that when a business, when a company, when a sole proprietor, when an individual's company is beginning and small, there is passion. People, the owners, those who started, have that inner feeling, like it is from the heart. Passion with commitment. They commit. They want this to succeed. It was their idea. Sometimes it was their passion. So they commit too much, and this commitment comes with working long hours. This commitment comes with looking for all sorts of businesses, looking for all sorts of suppliers that can supply to them at affordable prices, looking for all sorts of customers and clients that they can supply. Let me mention to you, before I go to the next point why they succeed, that in the world, in the whole world, more than 60% of companies or businesses or firms are SMEs, small, medium enterprises. Even those, some of you who buy products from China, you guys who are in the States, you guys who are in UK and Canada, in Africa, who buy products from China, most of those toys, for example, are being made by small companies or even individuals who supply to the big companies, and then you hear buy them in different countries. So yes, SMEs, small companies, are important, and they are important when you are starting. You put in your commitment, but they succeed also because of knowing your customer very well. When small companies are starting, when companies are small, there is a commitment to customers. They know their customers very well. If it is a small restaurant, this restaurant knows their customers very well, including by name, including when they come to eat, including when they are fasting, if it is the month of Ramadan, including when it is Christmas and they will be eating at home. So they know their customers very well. They know their clients very well. That they even give them calls. I have brought new stock. When can I give you another set of products? They know them so well that they can give them credit even when some of these small companies don't get credit themselves. So they know their customer well. It is like as if the customer is their relative, They are in touch all the time. Being in touch with their customer, even for big businesses, is a game plus, is an added advantage, is a competitive advantage. When I worked in retail, in North America, one of those countries, I was in retail, and I knew all my clients, I knew all my customers. I had a database. I had their phone numbers. I had the birthdays of their children and their wives. So that on the birthday of their children or their wives or their daughters, I would send them even a high card, a high message. And I would invite them that if you come to buy, I'll give you a discount. So that is how close that relationship is at that level. But also, these businesses, small business, succeed because of what we call personal touch. Beyond knowing the customers well, there is what we call personal touch. If you are a restaurant, you could be maybe you would start a restaurant because you were a chef before. You were employed somewhere. You thought you could start yours, and you started. So basically, you even have your own recipe, or you have some recipes that you yourself, they are unique to you, they are unique to your new restaurant, they are unique to your small restaurant. So, and you are committed, you are about it, you do it well. There is personal touch. I use the example of a recipe because, it is unique to you, and you can serve your clients uniquely, and they are happy about it, and it is a personal touch. Related to personal touch is also keeping the standard. When companies are still small, they keep standard. They keep the standard. Opening hours are standard. Closing hours are standard. You can imagine in different countries, there are these like membership, like they are members, not that you are registered members, but there is a restaurant or a corner shop, some place where like as friends, they come all the time, every evening to chat after work. And the proprietor sometimes is their friend, is part of them. So they are there, they know when to open, they are in a group, they are conversing, they are together, and then they know when to close because tomorrow these guys have to go back and work. So they keep a standard. And this standard can appeal to all other businesses that you guys know there. Retail shops, restaurants, bars, including dance clubs, including hotels, including all these other places that you could think of. There are different small businesses in the world. The other important aspect why these small companies survive, they count their money. They know how much they have. They keep counting. After all, it is not a lot of money. They don't have many accounts. They don't have a lot of money. So they still know the money. Some of them use what we call a spreadsheet, like an Excel. Some of you who know a computer, like an Excel file. So they know today came in 100, today 50 has gone out. So, and because of that discipline, financial discipline, they survive because they count every coin. They count every penny. They count every rooney. They count every toonie. So because of that, there is a tendency for them to survive because then they know how much they have used to buy things they are going to cook or serve in their restaurant, for example. They know how much profit or margin is on this. They know how many plates they are going to serve. They know how much money they make that day. And they know how much money they need to use tomorrow to buy what we would call in the business the raw materials, the things to use to be able to operate the next day. So they are frugal. They are very good financial managers. They are good accountants for themselves. They are good cashiers to themselves. Sometimes when these businesses develop and expand, these disciplines disappear. Inertia comes in and you begin to forget how you used to do it very well. But these would be some of the aspects that made you succeed. Like I said, they don't always have chance to get credit because they are still small. So they have to think of how to use their money sparingly to make sure the business doesn't collapse. Like I told you, because they have passion. Sometimes they established this business because of passion, but also sometimes they established this business because they had no other thing to do. Or they established this business because they had been dropped out of their jobs. So this is survival. If this business collapses, they collapse with it. So they don't want it to collapse. And this is among probably one of those last points that we need to look at. I talked about survival. This business is not only a business. This business is a matter of life. This business is survival. So they look at this business as the only thing that if it doesn't survive, they will get a problem. They look at it as employment. Some other people have employment somewhere, but they have started these businesses under many circumstances, several circumstances, but one of them is this is their employment. So they look at this business as their employment. They look at this business as the primary source of salary, but also income. So the commitment is higher than for other businesses. But also remember, I said because they are small, the sources of income included their own little savings they had. So if it doesn't survive, where do they go? They also borrowed money from friends and relatives. They don't want to lose friends. They don't want to lose relatives. So they commit. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, small businesses have survived despite the challenges they face when they are starting. And in the next part, I'll be telling you about the challenges that small businesses face. I'll be talking about small businesses generally, and I also talk about family businesses, small family businesses, or even big family businesses. Thank you for listening to me, ladies and gentlemen.